Straight driving, straight putting, and straight talk. 3 reasons why David Edwards has taken the center lane into the Oklahoma Golf Hall of Fame. Born in Neosho, Missouri, David learned how to play golf after his parents moved to Edmond, where he trailed after older brother Danny on trips to the Eastern Golf Club and Guthrie Country Club. Kicking Bird Golf Course opened in Edmond when David was 14, giving him a place to work, practice, and grow.
They all figured out when and where I was going to be, so they all looked busy, all the range rats. He was in the cart barn, and I'd walk out. Every time I'd walk out, he'd be sweeping the cart barn or doing something with the cart, and I thought he was the best worker I ever had. And we were at a Junior Hall of Fame banquet one time, and David told the story that, yeah, we polished the hubcaps on the right front tire, and we'd sit there and watch the hubcap. When we saw him coming, we'd get busy.
Danny had already proven himself as an All-American at OSU for Labor and Harris, and as a PGA Tour level player by the time David accepted an offer from new coach Mike Holder, mostly on the endorsement of All-American Tom Jones.
You know, I thought he was a good player, nothing exceptional in high school, and really probably the main reason that I took him or recruited him to Oklahoma State was because of his brother. You know, he was a first-team All-American here and a really great player for us, and I felt kind of an obligation to take his younger brother. What did I undersell him or undervalued him on the front end, and didn't take but about a year for him to make a believer out of me. And I don't know, in my 32 years of coaching, it'd be hard to come up with another guy that improved as much over the course of his 4 years at OSU than David Edwards.
David is an unbelievable story. I mean, because he got better and better and better as you would hope to do when you go to school.
Although he may have been lightly recruited, Edwards came in determined to outwork his teammates and basically everyone in collegiate golf.
David was a senior when I was a freshman, and that particular winter wasn't very good. So David grabbed me and we'd go out to the golf course to Lakeside and we'd clear snow off to find a path to hit balls, and then sometimes we couldn't pick them up. We'd wait for the snow to melt and come back. So David worked hard at his game. He doesn't like to let people realize that he really loved the game. David would come across, you know, pretty nonchalant about everything, but I think inside there was a burning desire to play well.
Analytical, stubborn to a point, and willing to challenge conventional norms,
David challenged me as a teacher more than any person I've ever been. Every time I would suggest something that we might look at to change this, make this a little better, or tweak this, he wanted to know why. And always good questions, which challenged me as a teacher to get in depth of whatever we did. Not just do it my way because it'll work, but why. So yes, he always wanted to know why.
There was much more to his game than just a reliable draw and great putting. He would calculate his odds of making birdie from specific distances and play to those, knowing he was much more accurate with a full wedge than, say, a 50-yard field shot.
A real analytical thinker, and he's always asking a lot of questions. And as a matter of fact, I think he spent one day flipping a coin because somebody had told him that it was going to be 50-50, it was going to be heads or tails. And so he spent all day long graphing and flipping a coin to try to see if that was really the way it was, or he wasn't going to take somebody's word for it.
David became part of the legendary Oak Tree gang and shared his love for two-wheeled mayhem and for piloting his own plane.
We all had nicknames. I don't know if anyone's talked about how he got his, but Rafael Alarcon came up with some irons one day, and they were called Little David Slingers. And they were not very good-looking golf clubs, but Little David and Slinger, so David became Slinger ever since, and that's what we call it.
After his remarkable OSU career, Edwards played the PGA Tour from 1979 to 2005, recording 65 top 10 finishes. On tour, he won with Danny in a team event, and his 3 other victories all came on classic courses, including Muirfield Village, Hilton Head, and Riviera, showing he could rise to the challenge at some of the game's greatest venues.
Got it. What a great way to finish. marvelous finish. 23-year-old Dave Edwards.
But what a great round of golf. 64 on Riviera, and for the championship, there's not enough that can be said about that today. Super.
He won again on the Champions Tour before that second career was cut short by wrist and shoulder injuries. He and his wife, Johnny, now make their home in Stillwater, a good base for travel and for cheering on their beloved Cowboys in all sports. A remarkable testament to the power of self-belief and hard work, David Edwards set his own path and rode it straight into the Oklahoma Golf Hall of Fame.